And I got to explain this to people because many of you don't actually watch a lot of WWE, but you watch like WrestleMania or whatever. Mm-hmm. Randy is the heel. Randy is the bad guy, okay? Alexa and the Fiend are the good guys.
Sure.
Are we clear?
I believe so.
We're actually not clear, but I'm telling you, okay? Randy, bad. Fiend, good. Alexa, also good. So, Randy comes out. He gets his giant... There's fucking fireworks going off because there hadn't been a tsunami that hit the building. And then Alexa comes out, and she is playing, as always, an 11-year-old girl. Which actually, I usually say 11, but on this show, it might have been 9. I mean, she was really playing up that she was a tiny little girl. So she comes out, and there's this big fucking box, and Byron Saxton cannot figure out what this is. He calls it a box-like structure,
That's what he said. Now, when he said box-like structure, I thought that pretty much just looks like a box to me. Mm-hmm. I looked it up. The definition of box, a container, case, or receptacle, usually rectangular, of wood, metal, cardboard, etc., often with a lid or removable cover. You cannot have more of a box than this box we saw here.
Well, it certainly looked like a box to me. So, she starts turning the knob.
Excuse me?
Yeah, she's turning the knob. And, of course, the cameraman's on the ground, so he's looking up her skirt. I'm sure some of these shitheads are going to claim that this didn't happen, but, like, it was right there on fucking television. And, of course, the fucking Fiend comes out of the goddamn box. So, you know, I said this was going to happen, and it just didn't seem like it was right. But they did a match in December, and Randy burned the Fiend to a fucking crisp. Do you remember this?
I do.
He lit him on fire, and he left him to die, to burn, to be rendered ashes. Okay?
Fact.
The Fiend, who's a babyface, by the way, the good guy was burned to ashes.
Sure.
The babyface disappears for 3 months. He returns. They did an angle where he is laid out with an RKO. That's a big return. This leads to a match at WrestleMania where the Fiend points to the sign. The Fiend pointed to the sign after he'd been burnt to a crisp and came back.
By the way, I hate to interrupt, but
yes,
when Randy Orton RKO'd him, didn't he pour gasoline on him? I was going to light him on fire for a second time, but he RKO'd him instead?
Yes.
I think Alexa
Randy was going to throw a match on a Fiend covered in gasoline and burn him to a fucking crisp for the second time.
Right.
Putting him out for 3 months. But then he changed his mind and gave him a move, which actually, by the way, the Fiend got up from. Which is interesting, by the way, now that I think about it.
Sure.
So they do this match. They announce it is going to be a match. Not an Inferno match.
Sure.
Not a false count anywhere in hell match, whatever. It is a match. It is a wrestling match. They don't even say no DQs, no countouts.
Absolutely not.
They might get counted out of the ring in this match. So they go in there and they proceed to do holds. They begin exchanging holds
They were grappling
and performing wrestling maneuvers on each other.
And the box was still there the whole time.
Yeah, the box is there. Mm-hmm. And finally, the Fiend goes for his finishing maneuver, the Sister Abigail hold, and the posts explode. I guess they thought that Kane was going to come out to accept his induction into the Hall of Fame. They blow up the posts, and they look up on top of the box, and Alexa has goo coming out of her face. She's got goo. Goo is coming out of her hairline, covering her face. The Fiend looks up and he goes, "Fuck! Goo is coming out of her face! Jesus fucking Christ, what's going on?" He turns around. Randy Orton hits him with his hold, a falling cravat. He covers him and he hooks the leg and he gets a pinfall. 1, 2. And Fiend looks at Alexa, who looks at him through goo, and you hear, boo! And they cut away. Now, live, you know what happened when they cut away? Boo! They booed thunderously. Later in the show, they showed a video package. You know what the fans did? They went, boo! This fucking sucks!
You just echoed.
I tried to tell you fuckers for months what a load of horseshit this whole thing was. You know what I heard? It's awesome. Oh, it's Harley Quinn. This Harley Quinn bullshit. I don't know fuck about Harley Quinn. I know it's not what this is. It's shit. And finally, I heard, oh, well, you know, it's the first, fans are back for the first day. They'll probably be nice that first night. Oh, really? Really? I said it before. If I would have paid $100,000 fucking dollars for a ticket, I would have booed this shit out of the building. Well, these people paid $50 for a ticket, and they booed this shit out of the building. So, there you go. And you know what? You know what the best part is, by the way, I didn't even mention? It's actually not the best part, but that Fiend was the babyface. This was his WrestleMania chance at revenge for being burnt to a fucking crisp. He was burnt to a fucking crisp. He was going to get his chance for revenge at WrestleMania, and he was thwarted and defeated in a fair fight with a hold by the heel. That, you know, they go, well, let's see where it goes. Let's see where it goes when they burn this fucker to a crisp. Let's see what it leads to. Well, my friends, this is what it leads to. I've been trying to tell you. Nobody wanted to listen.
Okay, so I have questions. I have many questions, but was she distracting the Fiend?
That's what happened.
Who fucking knows? She just had goo coming out.
No, Brian, it's goo.
That's what I said.
You must do the hand gesture.
She had goo coming out.
Thank you.
Goo.
So
who the fuck knows?
Okay,
I'll tell you who it didn't distract. It didn't distract Randy. He was like,
fair.
Goo, who gives a fuck? I'm going to hit my move. And that's what he did.
So he's
supposed to be the heel.
She's got this barbed wire crown of thorns. But by the way, Raven and Sandman did this, and it's never been seen. And so she's got this barbed wire crown of thorns, and the black goo is coming out down her face, and she distracts the Fiend, and he gets pinned.
Right.
I thought they were together.
They were.
We don't know what happened. I mean, maybe, I don't know.
We have to let it play out.
We have to let it fucking play out, Craig. Have you learned nothing from this rant?
So before the Fiend comes out of the box.
I mean, keep in mind, they're back in the goddamn Thunderdome. Mm-hmm. So they can have them cheered again tomorrow.
So before the Fiend comes out of the box, there's a video that briefly shows him morphing from the burned up Fiend to the original Fiend. My poor wife is watching all of this, trying to wrap her head around it. And I am trying to explain.
Why was she watching this, Vinny? You're a bad husband.
It wasn't my idea. I took over the television. So.
Well, it wouldn't be my idea if my wife wanted to, like, jump off a bridge, but I'm still going to stop her.
You have a point. But she thinks that because he was burned up, now he has to wear the costume with a scary mask on, the scary smile on it. And I say, no, dear. That's his pre-fire costume. That's what he looked like before he got burned up. Now he's unburned up again. So I'm not going to really add anything to this, because I think we pretty much covered it in great detail. But by request, someone said I should just read my tweet that summarized this match. So here we go. This is what I tweeted. Under a goofy red light, Fiend no-sold everything and had the match won when he was distracted by Alexa Bliss turning into Venom. Orton won with an RKO, the lights went out, everyone vanished, and the fans booed. Now I finish this, and I look over here on the other side of the screen, I see trending. Bray. Randy Orton and The Fiend entertain viewers with a fiery battle in WrestleMania 37.
Yeah, they sure entertained him all right.
Let's read some of these.
Where was the fire?
Yeah.
There was a Brody Lee tribute that Fiend did. Everyone liked that part.
That did not save this fucking match.
Someone has a picture of goo on Alexa Bliss's face saying, "What happened here? Why does Vince continue to bury the Fiend / Bray Wyatt?"
It's all Vince. I mean, it is all Vince's fault, but fuck. Dude. Let's move on.
All right.